and welcome to another fresh episode of Gadgets 360 with Technical Guruji. I'm sure आप सभी को इस एपिसोड का इंतजार रहता है एवरी वीक बिकॉज जो आप सब अपना फीडबैक देते हैं मैं समझ सकता हूं यू आर लिविंग दिस शो जस्ट बिकॉज आई टॉक अबाउट ऑल द गैजेट्स अराउंड यू एंड हर रोज क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ नया आता है द वर्ल्ड इज इवॉल्विंग एट अ वेरी फास्ट रेट इसके साथ कीप अप करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है एट टाइम्स बिकॉज आई एम हियर टू हेल्प यू ऑल वी ऑल एक्सप्लोर द वर्ल्ड ऑफ गैजेट्स इन एवरी सिंगल एपिसोड एंड स्पेशली इन दिस एपिसोड ऑफ गैजेट्स टेक्निकल गुरुजी काफी कुछ नया है आपके लिए माय नेम इज गौरव AK TG जल्दी से आगे बढ़ते हैं चलिए शुरू करते हैं Now guys, as there's so much happening all around us, first let's talk about what have been the news of the week in the field of gadgets.
An update on Chandrayaan-3, it successfully entered the third orbit on 18th of July. Lenovo India has launched the Lenovo Tab M10 5G at a starting price of 22,999. It is available through various retailers, Amazon and Flipkart. Smartphone brand Realme launched its Realme Pad 2 Android tablet in India on July the 19th. They simultaneously launched their C53 phone as well. Bing Chat now supports visual searches based on OpenAI's GPT-4. Meta and Microsoft introduced the next generation of Llama, the Llama 2. LG launched the UR7500 4K Smart TV series in India. Nubia's Red Magic 8S Pro global launch happened on the 18th of July as well. Pikmin 4 launched with a bang as the first Pikmin to enter Nintendo in 10 years.
I mean so much to learn because हर बार कुछ ना कुछ नया हो जाता है. In fact, this week I went to New York to learn more about nothing. Yes, I mean literally nothing because Nothing just entered the US market with their all new Nothing Phone 2 and I had a chat with Carl Pei and Kyle from Nothing. So let's hear उनका क्या कहना है about this new launch, about the new product, what they're thinking about the Indian market. A lot for you straight away from New York. So guys, I'm in New York right now. I'm right outside the Nothing booth. I mean the red booth looks, all bright in the street. We have a long queue of guys waiting. I think some have come since 9 in the morning. Right now it's almost 7 and I have with me Kyle. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having
me. It's Gadgets 360 with Technical Guruji and we talk all about gadgets. And I think Nothing is the latest cool gadget in the town. In the US, I think this is a fresh start with the phone 2. And everyone around here is all intrigued about what is this Nothing Phone 2. What do you have to say about this?
So it's Nothing's first smartphone in the United States. Although I would say that when we started Nothing, a lot of the audio products, a lot of them sold in the US. And we've been surprised if you walk around New York, you actually see some of the ear 1s and the ear 2s around, but first smartphone. And I think what we've heard and what people here are excited about tonight is people want to see better design, both in terms of the hardware design and now on phone 2, the software design. We've gotten a lot of positive response on the software design. And I think it's not about specific specs, but I mean, for a lot of our users in India, universal wireless charging, the display, a lot of the things we've heard are really positive. But I think for a lot of the users in the US, we've heard people want something a little bit different. And I think the big companies, you hear the term here in the US like sea of sameness, right? Yeah. And I think some of the bigger companies won't take chances and do things different. I think that's what we've heard people want.
For all the tech fans, all the Nothing fans in India, if you have to close anything,
Sure. I mean, I think I appreciate all our India users in terms of their support. And, I've been lucky enough in terms of my career, in terms of the times in India, I've always been super impressed in terms of, people's passion for technology. And I think they'll be excited about what Nothing's got coming.
So guys, you know the face, quite familiar. I mean, the man behind Nothing, Carl Pei, co-founder and the CEO of Nothing, who's committed to make tech fun again, right?
Tech fun again.
So Carl, what is that one thing which you think that you are doing and it's actually making the tech, fun again?
We're actually doing something different, introducing innovation into our industry again. It's a super challenging market, but it's also one of the biggest consumer markets in the world and one of the markets with the most disposable income. So it's really important to be here. I think here we need to take a step-by-step approach. First, build a loyal fan base of tech enthusiasts and then grow from there. So that's exactly what we're doing here today. No, it's really exciting to be here in this market, and hopefully people love the product.
One last question before we end this. I went to Chennai. I went to Sri Perumbudur, the factory.
You build the phone?
Yes, I tried building, and I mean it was a great experience because of all the facilities I've been to, I've never seen an assembly line like as clean as nothing, and it clearly shows what goes behind the scene to kind of make this design possible in reality. Right now, it's happening for the Indian buyers that they're getting the phones like from India. They're made in India. Would we ever see in future or in near future that the Chennai facility will not just cater to the Indian market but also export to the other countries?
I think that's the trend we're seeing, but before that, there's another step that we have to take, which is we have to source more and more of the products or more and more of the components locally. For instance, maybe the cable, the charger, the battery. Once we have a high percentage of locally sourced components, then we can start thinking about exports.
Guys, I'm sure you enjoyed this conversation with Carl. I'm back in the studio, and यहाँ पे because we always talk about gadgets, these smartphones, all these smart products around us, and to use these products, we all use some form of an account, और उसके साथ में आता है password. And the biggest challenge is to keep our account safe, to make sure कि हमारा password कहीं हम दे ना दें, it's a difficult one, it's a strong one, because at times अगर password बहुत ही simple है या अगर आप same password use करते हैं, then you might be at trouble. But the bigger trouble is कि अगर आपने एक complex password लगा दिया है, if it's a very strong combination of alphabets, symbols and like numbers and everything, it's difficult for us to remember these passwords, and वही reason है that majority of you don't use a strong password. या तो आप एक ही password strong होता है आपका और वो आप multiple जगहों पे use करते हो, या फिर आपका password simple होता है. Now my tip would be to use a password manager. Doing that आपको केवल एक The master password जो है वो आपको याद रखना है. It can be a strong password जो आपको केवल एक ही याद रखना है, and that password manager takes care of everything else, क्योंकि ये आपके सभी passwords को एक साथ securely store करता है. तो I think would make sure कि आपके accounts secure रहें, which is I think a default in today's time. Guys, before I move ahead in this episode, we need to take a very short break, but right after the break, come back as I'll talk about a huge scam going on right now of all the Chinese loan apps. Very dangerous. We all need to stay safe. I'll talk about it in detail right after this short break. Guys, welcome back to Gadgets 360 with Technical Guruji, the show wherein you learn about all the new gadgets. My name is Gaurav, aka Technical Guruji, and abhi it's time to kind of go down a serious lane. Because at times gadgets are fun, we all use these phones with different apps. हम हर रोज कुछ ना कुछ नया कर रहे होते हैं. We all enjoy technology. But if you think about it, at times things get really dirty. And this is what is going on, especially with multiple apps available across Play Store and App Store, and these apps are offering cheap loans. Just to begin, I must tell you, a student, Tejas, who was just 22 years old, committed suicide because of this loan wali apps. A family of 4 in Bhopal committed mass suicide. Again, reason being these apps offering cheap loans. मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि exactly होता क्या है, how they all operate. So if you know, in our country, RBI is the central governing body for everything money. And अगर आपको एक लोन चाहिए तो एक बैंक होगा. The bank would be kind of like completely in alignment with the RBI terms and conditions. वो आपका credit score check करेंगे, आपकी credit history देखेंगे, उसके बाद you will get a loan for maybe a car, a house, or a personal loan, or like education, or like multiple things. You all know about it. But देयर आर एट टाइम सिचुएशंस विद पीपल जो शायद एक क्रेडिट स्कोर या क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री नहीं रखते हैं, दोज हु डोंट हैव लेट्स से द एलिजिबिलिटी टू गेट अ लोन, और उनको जरूरत पड़ती है एट टाइम्स 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 रुपए की। अभी multiple such apps are in existence. They get heavily promoted online on all platforms, and wahan se you get this recommendation that yeah, this is the app which gives you like this money in just 2 clicks. Now once you download this app या ऐसी कोई भी और apps, because बहुत सारी हैं, it's a very simple process. I mean, without any verification, without any kind of requirement of let's say a list of documents from your side, you are instantly awarded that money. जो आपको पैसा चाहिए 10-15 हज़ार रुपए, they come into your account. But that's how the game starts, because you all know the way it works kind of across platforms. When you download an app, आपको कुछ permissions को allow करना होता है, and I mean it could be let's say access to the camera, access to the microphone, access to your files, your contacts and multiple other stuff जो आप eventually apply करते हो while installing and opening that app for the first time. अब क्योंकि आपने ये पूरी एक्सेस की परमिशन दे दी है टू दिस ऐप, जब आपको एक बार पैसे मिले, द रिकवरी इज द बैड पार्ट. नंबर 1, दे चार्ज क्रेजी अमाउंट्स ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, एंड आई मीन जस्ट पैसे मिलने के एक हफ्ते बाद से ही दैट रिकवरी स्टार्ट्स, द फॉलो अप स्टार्ट्स, एंड दैट इंटरेस्ट रेट्स आर लाइक रियली हाई. और अगर आप वो पे नहीं कर पाते हो, अगर आप उस टाइम सिचुएशन में नहीं हो दैट यू आर एबल टू मेक दैट पेमेंट, दे टेक द डर्टी वे, बिकॉज दे हैव एक्सेस टू ऑल योर कॉन्टैक्ट्स एंड बिकॉज दे हैव एक्सेस टू ऑल योर फाइल्स व्हिच यू हैव इन योर फोन. दे ब्लैकमेल यू, प्लेन एंड सिंपल. दे सेंड काइंड ऑफ अब्यूजिव मैसेजेस टू योर कॉन्टैक्ट्स. वो सोशली आपकी रेपुटेशन को खराब करना स्टार्ट करते हैं. वो आपकी कुछ फोटोज अगर हैं आपकी गैलरी में, लेट्स से देयर आर सम इंटीमेट फोटोज, वो वहां से उनको पिक करते हैं एंड दे काइंड ऑफ टेल यू, अगर आपने नहीं दिया पैसा या अगर आपने इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिया, दे विल सर्कुलेट दीज फोटोज अमंग योर कॉन्टैक्ट्स या फिर मल्टीपल अदर वेज. और ये सब जब चीजें शुरू होती हैं, इट्स अ प्रेशर दैट गेट्स बिल्ट अप, एंड द पार्ट काइंड ऑफ व्हिच प्लेज हियर, इट्स रियली bad. And at times ज़्यादा अमाउंट्स वसूली जाती है, ब्लैकमेल किया जाता है, multiple forms of abuse all around, and at the end we have seen these examples, like how at times humans react to these apps and इन्हीं की ये policies. Now interestingly these apps जब authorities ने backtrack किया just to figure out what's the modus operandi, इनका पीछे का पूरा सच क्या है, guys, the officials have found Chinese connections behind such apps. I mean, they operate by some fake names to just sound local, to sometimes sound official, that yeah, I mean, this could be an official source for this quick loan. अब वो लोन तो मिल जाता है, but वो लोन के बदले का जो पूरा एक्सपीरियंस होता है, no, it is beyond imagination. And I mean, those who have gone through it, I mean, they know, and definitely because this is something wherein people would not want to talk about, people would not want to share that they are facing such issues, and considering this constant blackmailing, the experience is, I mean, really dark. So simple stuff, stay away from all this. At the same time, if you think you are in any such trap, or your friend is going through one, the best is to contact the authorities. The official helpline number for cybercrime in India is 1930. The website is cybercrime.gov.in. Go on, register your complaint, go to the nearest police station. आप अपनी तरफ से action start कर दो, because बहुत ज़रूरी है that you talk about it. Now guys, this is my favorite part. You all know about it, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा से चाहता हूँ to communicate, to establish this link between us, which is going very strong, by the way. You all know the address to reach out. It's tg@ndtv.com, and I am answering a few of the questions जो आपने पूछे हैं about this dynamic world of gadgets. Let's see क्या है सवाल for this week.
Hi Tech Guruji, I'm Shamli and I have a question for you. How often should I upgrade my devices?
Oh, kind of an easy question at the same time very difficult as well because it depends on the kind of stuff you're talking about. Let's say talking about television, तो आप 10 साल तक यूज कर सकते हैं and I think it should work fine and that's the idea while we buy a new TV. If it's a refrigerator, again like multiple years. If it's a mobile phone, I would say ideally minimum 2 years. It could be even 3 and 4, like depending on how much do you use your phone and how is your phone aging. But I think 2 साल से पहले upgrade करना would not be a wise decision.
Hello Tech Guruji, I'm Rithi and my question is, how do machines follow and understand voice commands like Siri or Alexa?
A very interesting question and I'm glad that you asked this because ये वो चीजें हैं which we kind of use on a daily basis. Hey Google, what's the temperature? What's the weather? But क्या पता कि कैसे समझा Google ने कि आप यही बोल रहे हैं what's the weather या whatever. And guys, it's a very kind of interesting model here because होता क्या है, the moment you say something, the moment you say a command, what is sound? Sound is basically nothing but a wave. अगर आपने कभी I'll give you a very simple example. अगर आपने कभी एक साउंड वेव को देखा हो, अगर आपने विजुलाइज किया हो ऑन योर डिवाइस लेट्स से, तो आपको दिखता है कि एक ऐसा आपको जो है वो एक पैटर्न दिखाई देता है द वे द वेव इज. नाउ वहां से उसको एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जाता है काइंड ऑफ द लेवल्स ऑफ ईच साइकिल. आपको एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के बाद में दे फिल्टर इट to make sure that you get correct values, the correct levels for kind of each cycle. And because we have these reference points, हमको पता है कि जब hello बोलते हैं, आपकी आवाज में जब आप hello बोलते हैं तो उसके reference points क्या होते हैं. So these there are very smart models which match kind of these two waves to analyze कि आखिर आपने बोला क्या है. I mean, I'm just giving you a very simple example, but this is what goes behind the scenes. काफी और ज़्यादा detailed scientific तरीके से, but that's how your Siri or your Alexa or your Google knows कि आपने बोला क्या है. I hope you enjoyed this show. If you have any feedback, अगर आपको कुछ भी कहना है, any query, any questions, like whatsoever, you know the address. It's tg@ndtv.com. That's it for this episode. I'm gonna see you next week very very soon with some amazing stuff straight from Korea. Today, that's all. Have a good day. See you soon.